been a good 7 months, chat. Hassle. Hassle. Early. Hog, wow. Hasan, have a good stream and drink some water, heart. Just got Pfizer number 2. Hey Arjan, been working lots on the ambulance so haven't been able to catch many streams. Keep up the good work, man. chest. That's odd. Day 3 I have these giant tits. Huge knockers. Like holy shit. Hey Chad, happy Friday. Peepo, hey hassle.
I'm done, dude. I don't even know if I can. Oh, god damn it. You guys are so stupid. Okay, what's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this is the HasanAbi broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles. And I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic day. Maybe as fantastic as my boy over here, who has gigantic knockers now as a consequence of the Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine that he took. You know what I'm saying? Like, this dude, he's got some titties on him, okay? And sometimes vaccines come bearing gifts. Sometimes you think you're gonna get gay autism, and then other times you get forced feminized. And quite frankly, I think that's what's the beautiful part about America. That's the beautiful thing about living in this goddamn country, the greatest country on earth, of course, is who knows? Okay, I don't even know where to begin now. Okay, well, you might have recognized that I'm early. I'm live earlier than I normally am, and there's a reason for it, and that's because I wanted to cover some news stories before I jump into roleplay, which we're gonna get into in a little bit, because there's a lot of stuff lined up for the day. There's robberies and whatnot, but there's some serious stories that I would like to touch on. There's a FedEx shooting that's happening, or happened rather, sorry, in Indianapolis. Probably not going to talk about that. Let's be real, more until more details come. But this says that the gunman killed himself as cops closed in. It's just another day, another mass shooting in the United States of America. Oh fuck! I'm already getting into the news. Look at that. I'm in news mode already. It's Friday, and normally we play the honorary It's Friday Dan song, but this Friday I am not gonna do that. Probably part of the reason why I'm not gonna do that is because there's some serious shit going on in the world that we got to talk about. So but it is still Friday, and I hope you guys are having fun. I hope you guys are having fun regardless of what the fuck's going on in the world. Have you seen the JRE subreddit's reaction to your video? I have not. Send it to me. Anyway, let's keep going. Personal news wise, I ended the broadcast last night after 11 hours and 40, I think, or something like that, even though I said I was going to do only 10 hours, and I was actually keeping up with the 10 hours, which was all right. I did, you see Keem's bitch ass on Twitter trying to call you out? No. I did not see that at all. I'm whatever. Why would I care about fucking KEEMSTAR's tweets? Let's be real. Okay, we'll look at that in a second. I saw on TMG podcast you try to get Noel to join MP. Dude, I could still do it. I totally fucking abdicated my responsibility there. It's my fault. I'm gonna still probably do it. He didn't really reach out any further after that, and I didn't really reach out after that either. I totally forgot, and I also thought that it would be so much for him that, like, anyway. Holy shit, there's a lot going on. Okay. Listen, dude, I have so much beard hair. I think I'm like constantly fucking eating my hair. Like, I'm eating hair now. What did he say? I need to see the fucking dumbass KEEMSTAR tweet. Let's be real. Come on. What the fuck is he talking about now? What's he saying? What's this motherfucker saying? These millionaires cosplaying as a peasant, pretending he can't afford health insurance. Can all you actually can't afford health insurance? Ask the socials to give you money. I'm sure he's a... Oh, fuck yeah. That's awesome. Bro, this is literally the DGG subreddit. For the record, like... That's great. Like, him and fucking the neoliberals have aligned. I literally never said I can't afford health insurance, brother. Like, I straight up have never said I can't afford health insurance. That's great, though. I have no health insurance at the moment. The government took care of me. That's what I said. At the moment. ATM. ATM doesn't mean, like, the machines that you go to the bank to get money out of. But KEEMSTAR is like 700 years old, so he probably doesn't know that. Motherfucker probably thinks this asked him out. I want to see these fucking replies. Oh, wait, never mind. I want to see, like, did you even check to see if he didn't? I discussed this and explained why I didn't have health coverage at the time, even having to go through health insurance broken. His insurance starts from the beginning of next month. Bro, I really don't understand. Like, I really straight up don't fucking understand how dudes will just be like, dudes will literally be like, I can't believe this guy is saying that we should have socialized medicine. Fuck this guy. Should I ratio him? I'm just gonna say, LMAO, old man, you're washed. Get ratioed. There you go, boys. He's about to make a video on you. What's he gonna say? That I have fucking... Like, the irony is, if you made a video on that particular thing, that's actually a good thing. Like, it literally highlights the legitimate problems that exist within healthcare providers in the United States of America. Like, if he were to legitimately cover that, if he was like an actual journalist and not some fucking smear merchant, he would literally be like, oh yeah, I misunderstood the situation. He actually fucking got kicked out of his insurance coverage. The consequence of Cobra, because Cobra only extends for 18 months and it's a little outdated, or it's pretty dog shit for the most part. Didn't inform them. Cobra didn't inform him, so he didn't even know that he no longer had healthcare coverage. So he went and he fucking got healthcare coverage, but was denied the same kind of healthcare coverage that he previously had. So he was trying to get a fucking PPO, which is like the most expansive healthcare coverage, instead of the HMO that they were offering him. But unfortunately, it was like an XQC juicer is trying to counter ratio you. What? What the fuck? Oh shit! What is this? The HasanAbi April is pretty funny. This is good. This is like actually good. Good shit. Anyway, I'm from Chicago. People are so mad right now. It's like 20 times what last summer was. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that in a second. I was just going through my... I just don't understand how, like, you can look at the situation with my healthcare and like and think I'm like willingly not getting healthcare or some shit, when I straight up wanted to get healthcare, was willing to pay the fucking premium price, and was shocked that, like, despite the fact that I have the money to pay for premium healthcare and I am a healthy individual who's 29 years old, I could not fucking get the expansive network coverage that I should be able to get, because I was getting it as an individual rather than as a what do you call it? Rather than as a company, as a corporation. So like just buy it, you're rich, you fucking idiot, is hilarious because no, I like literally tried to buy it and I couldn't. So like you're straight up missing the point. Like I'm fine with paying for it. I think it's ridiculous and I'm incredibly fortunate. Wait, President of Chicago Police Union defended... Oh, Jesus Christ. I know already. I know where it's going to come. I know what they're going to say. We're going to maybe get a rela job? Dude, I make more money than your dad, dude. What do you want? Like, what do you mean get a rela job? Like, what the fuck does that mean, brother? What do you want? Like, there is no more rela job than what I got. It's ridiculous that you can't fucking get like a... you know, insurance because you don't have a rela job. Probably should have like given him a real KEEMSTAR, a real retort, considering that this is an issue that I am very passionate about. But you know, whatever. My dad works at Nintendo. His dad is probably a defense contractor. What? Even if you had a job at a company, they may not offer the best insurance. More likely, they won't because they don't want to pay for it. Oh yeah, that's another problem. Like insurance completely being tied to your employment also has a multitude of different problems. Your employer can decide to change your healthcare coverage. It just happened in the past without literally informing you. There's a lot of shit that they can do if they're fucking downsizing. Anyway, or marry someone who have rela job. JK. Why don't you marry someone with rela job? Stupid. Or go back to college. I love that. I know that person's trolling. Okay. I'm just saying that like it's kind of weird that you just can't get healthcare coverage in the same way that you would in other countries. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of weird, dude. That was the point I was making. And like America does have the capability of being able to offer incredible healthcare. Like they literally do. I'm gonna retweet. Should I retweet it too, or is that too much? I'm fucking retweeting my own fucking ratio. Fuck it. I want to bury him with my rela ratio. Get a rela degree, not fake liberal education. Give a little context from my experience in gangs. Older members would have minors hold drugs or weapons since they will not receive a severe consequence. If Toledo had weapons, he was holding it out of fear. RIP, I can't believe they were trying to justify the killing of a child, man. Yeah. Well, he actually shot it. Like the gloves that he was wearing had the residue on it when they tested it. So, but even in that circumstance, it doesn't matter. Like none of this matters. We're gonna get to that in a second. Hold on. I know I've been looking into all the details. I've been talking to people that are offering like counterpoints and shit, talking about how this was an accident, blah blah blah, and it's like none of it matters ultimately, and that wow, that was a record fast fucking ratio, boys. That was it's over already. After I retweeted it, it's already at fucking 3.7k. I don't even know how many minutes. What did it take? Well, how many minutes was that? 10:34 a.m. 6 minutes, dude. Fucking loser. So what are you actually doing for healthcare? Oh, I got it. I after a couple days of like fighting long and hard, I found an insurance broker who was willing to find a PPO within the California system. I think there's literally one. There is one fucking PPO, and it's still not the same kind of platinum coverage that I had because the platinum coverage was way too expensive. Like it was $770 a month or some shit. I was like, nah, I'm not doing that. That's like that's too much for me. Like, fuck that shit. What the fuck's an insurance broker? You need to have like licensed insurance brokers who can sell insurance to you, who are licensed to sell insurance and licensed within like the California marketplace too, specifically because I live in California. So it's like incredibly difficult to get shit like that. What is even the point of HMOs? They're a lot cheaper, and if you are in network, they have a much smaller network. So if you are in network for HMOs and your doctor is already like covering your HMO, specific HMO, then some people like to pay less premiums, understandably, like lower premiums, basically higher deductibles, smaller network, but lower premiums overall. I never realized how dumb Keemstar is until right now. Really? This is when you realized it? It's kind of sad that he didn't even fucking at me. Like he screenshotted it. Like, what did he think I was gonna fucking... Did he think I was going to like, I don't know, block him or something? Kind of sad. His attempt at relevance is kind of pathetic right now. Anyway. Texas GOP passing bill to eliminate gun permits? Hell yeah, brother. Are you fucking kidding me? I think in a country where mass shooting seemingly happens every goddamn day, what we need is to further eliminate gun laws and rules and licenses and registration. As a matter of fact, I think what we need to do, folks, what we need to do, if we're going to get serial about this, okay, is serial as goddamn Captain Crunch. What we need to do is eliminate driver's licenses too. What is this, communist China? You're telling me I need to put on a goddamn seatbelt? Telling me I need a goddamn license? You telling me I need to tell the government all of a sudden that I am willing and able to drive a car and demonstrate my capabilities? Get the fuck out of here, brother. Take it away. Take it all away. Goddamn communist government making me get a driver's license, wear a seatbelt. Everybody knows I put on a seatbelt and my man titties protrude right through the seatbelt. All of a sudden, my male cousin staring at my titty like, let me get a sucky suck. I'm thinking to myself, all right, well, normally I only fuck Bertha, but god dang, now I'm finna be gay too. What the fuck? It's all because of the seatbelt, brother. That's why seatbelts made me gay. Okay, let's fucking move on from that. Okay. Why do you want me to fucking look at the new Osita tweet? Okay. All right, we'll look at the Joe Rogan thing real quick, and then we'll get to the story. I'm just like, honestly, I'm like half avoiding the Chicago story, is like it's fucking brutal, dude. It is straight up brutal. So it's like hard for me to get immediately into it. So I'm trying not to. I'm postponing it a little bit, trying to extend the fun as much as possible. It's literally your title. Yeah, I know. I know. I'm gonna get into it in a second. I'll tweet out that I'm live right now, and then you know what? We'll cover that, and then we'll go to some other stuff. Then it's probably better to cover that story and then move on to some other stuff. CPD defends. of an unarmed compliant 13-year-old who dropped his gun. Okay, I know these news stories are really hard on people to cover. Yeah. We can't do like Toledo right now anyway. It's not gonna happen like 15 minutes before fucking tsunami. Okay. Sorry. No, I already talked about HB1, my friend. Or no, not anti-protest. Sorry, I thought that was the other Florida bill. I thought you were talking about the anti-trans one. Yeah, no, we might not get to that today. I'm just letting you know. Okay. No, I'm not. This is not your opportunity to give me like all your pet news stories that you want. Talk about UK corruption and all that other stuff. Like, we're not doing any of that, okay? Early news coverage before I dive into RP. For a short period of time. Get in now. Like, I wasn't gonna do any news today. It was good, Tony. Anthony Z, thanks for the sub, brother. I wasn't gonna do the news at all this morning, but I'm gonna talk about this a little bit more because I already talked about it yesterday, but I just want to do a full-blown comprehensive coverage on the story because it's a very serious one once again, and there's a little bit of confusion on what was going on here. So we'll get into it now. Okay, here, I tweeted it out. No, I'm not gonna play fucking Mufasa before talking about a 13-year-old who was shot and killed, dude. That's why I didn't want to do it. That's why I didn't want to start. There's a link to all the police body cameras. Yeah, I'm not gonna watch the fucking body camera footage on stream either, obviously. Okay, listen. Chicago officials.
There's also sorrow and
we'll start with this video.
New anger in Chicago this morning over the deadly police shooting of a 13-year-old boy. Officials revealed body cam video of the shooting yesterday, prompting a nighttime protest. Adam Toledo, deadly police shooting of a gun. Officer Eric Stillman.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Adam Toledo was shot and killed last month by an officer responding to an apparent shooting. Police say Adam was holding a gun at the time. The family's lawyer denies that, however. The officer, Eric Stillman, is on administrative leave during the investigation, and his lawyer calls the shooting tragic, but said Stillman was left with no other option. Adriana Diaz is in Chicago for us. Adriana, good morning to you.
Good morning, Tony. There's still so many questions that need to be answered. But just like in Minnesota, where protesters are demanding police accountability in the death of Daunte Wright, and that's happening near where Derek Chauvin is being tried for the killing of George Floyd, here in Chicago, demonstrators are adding another name to their calls for an end of police violence, and that is 13-year-old Adam Toledo. The images you're about to see are really hard to watch. We want to warn you, they are disturbing.
Okay. The body camera footage that everyone is playing just literally leads up to that moment. I'm only going to show you, if you don't want to see this, this is not like, there's no blood, there's no gore, there's no violence in this. I'm only going to show you one time the actual freeze frame that is important to see. And the reason why it's actual freeze frame, and this is not, there's no blood, there's no gore, there's no violence because he's not shot. in this situation. But the reason why this is unfortunately tragic, but something that you need to see, is because this is the matter at debate. In the United States of America, when a police officer, a fully adult human being who is trained to protect and serve, ends up shooting and killing a 13-year-old boy, we have a conversation on whether or not the 13-year-old kid deserved it. That's just how it is here, okay? If you're watching from Europe and you don't fucking understand, I completely get where you're coming from. But the reason why we need to look at this footage, unfortunately, and I'm looking through it right now, and this is the safe for work version that does not actually show the shooting itself, and it freeze frames in the last moment before the shooting starts, is because people are literally defending the cops here in this situation. Okay? Like, he was in 7th grade. He's in 7th grade, and he got shot and killed. Okay, now that I've given you the trigger warning, I'm going to show you the video. This video was released by here.
Stop! Stop right now!
Hold on.
Hey! Stop! Stop right now! Hey!
Cop gets out of his car. 20 seconds out of his car, basically. He's chasing the suspect. He's chasing 13-year-old Adam Toledo. The other 21-year-old older accomplice is caught already.
Show me your hand! Stop it!
Says, show me your fucking hand. Stop it. And the suspicion here is that, well, one, he's in radio chatter shows that they're aware that he's holding his waistband while he's running. That's a signal that he might have a gun on him. That's a signal that, like, he might have a gun on him and he's, like, holding on to it while he's running. They suspect that he has a gun because they're responding to gunshots, okay? They're responding to shots fired. I know he had a gun on him. I know. Just listen. I'm telling you what the cop's side is, and I'm telling you what is going on. I'm giving you the information. Okay? He does have a gun on him. He did shoot a gun, allegedly, as far as we know. Okay? I believe a total of 8 shots were fired. They immediately respond, and they catch the 21-year-old. The 13-year-old runs, drops the gun behind this barrier right here. The cops say, put your hands up. Like, stop, put your hands up. He drops the gun behind the fence and puts his hands up. And they don't, and then they freeze frame before they show, like, the shots, but he put his hands up, cops fire. 8 shots were not fired. Wrong shooting, my guy. Wait, what? No, the 8 shots is from Shot Spotter. Yeah. That's what I'm telling you what the cops think is going on. No. The cop shot him 1 time, not 8 times. Guys. Okay. I'm gonna restart from the top. This is a little bit. It's a little confusing. Okay, I understand. Cops are responding to a shots fired call on Shot Spotter, which is an application, which is like a system that allows cops to quickly respond even before 911 calls are made to gunshots in Chicago. Okay, it is some say that it is a gross, I guess, example of our surveillance state. It's basically a gunshot detection system. Okay, that's what it is. And it like tells you where the gunshots are coming from, and it allows cops to respond immediately. Okay? They roll up on the scene. The 13-year-old is complying after running. He realizes he's caught. He's compliant, drops the gun, as you can see here in the final moments before he's shot. Drops the gun, puts his hands up, immediately gets shot, and is dropped. The cop who shot him fires only one shot. As a matter of fact, now the reason why this is important, the reason why the one shot is important, is because police procedure is basically mag dumping. Okay? You're supposed to shoot until the person that you're shooting at, if you're ever in a situation where you have to shoot, you have to empty your clip. That's the normal police protocol. You don't shoot to maim, you shoot to kill. Okay? You're supposed to eliminate the threat. Which is why, yes, for those of you who don't know, that's what's supposed to happen. That's why every time there's police shootings, there's like fucking 40 bullets on the scene. So, he shoots him one time, and some cops are literally saying, well, he exercised restraint there to show, to clearly show that like the cop is actually showing restraint. He did not mag dump. Like, I've actually seen this from cops who have said, well, you know, it was a fucked up situation, but like, it's understandable that it happened because the cop thought he had a gun. And, but like, you know, he was still restraining, himself, and that's why he only shot once and didn't mag dump. It's like, bitch, well, then he was violating your own protocol. You understand? Like, if he shot once and he was exercising restraint in that regard, then you're basically saying he went against the rules that you've set up. Like, the what you're supposed to do in every situation. If he's a reasonable threat, if he's an actual fucking threat, then he's supposed to get mag dumped, right? Anyway, it's a literal child. His hands are in the fucking air. He doesn't have a gun on him. And they shoot and murder him. The cop realizes he fucked up because he realized that he didn't have the gun on him at the time. Rushes to him and tries to fucking call for a medical support. Starts doing CPR. Pulls his chest, like, you know, straightens his legs. Pulls his shirt up to start covering the chest wound. But he is, from what I understand, pronounced dead immediately. I mean, he's moving, but he dies. He's dead. He got shot in the chest. He's 13 fucking years old. So the reason why this is fucking insane for people who don't understand it still, and there might be some people who are like, I don't get it. He like had a gun or whatever, is because you get shot if you comply. You get shot if you don't comply. What the fuck? You're restraining, or you're trying to break away. You're trying to break free, which is a understandable, reasonable, human thing to do. Okay, that's why places like Germany have laws where breaking free of prison is not technically in and of itself illegal as far as it contributes to your sentence. And as long as you do it without clothes, where it's an understandable human condition to want to run away. In some places around the world, it is a natural response to flee from being caged, which is something that most human beings understand. Okay? You created a culture of disrespecting the police. Now kids like him will disrespect the police and disobey orders, resulting themselves getting shot and killed as a result of the anti-police ACAP culture SJWs like you've created. Dude, I would ban you, but the boot is shoved so far down your fucking throat that you have become the boot itself, dude. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Motherfucker, cops are killing 13-year-olds out here, and you unarmed 13-year-olds, and you literally are making it seem as though it's the fault of people who are disrespecting the police. What the fuck are you talking about? Yo, coward cucks like you are the reason why cops do this and have, like, for far too long been able to get away with shit like this. Okay? No accountability. Literally no accountability. This motherfucker's not even resisting. He put his fucking hands up and he got shot. 13-year-old boy puts his hands up, gets fucking blasted in the chest. And you think like, oh, well, he was disrespecting the officer by what? Running away? Is that what it was? It's never the cops' fault. Like, they can murder someone. It's not the cops' fault, though. It's still someone was disrespecting them. It's actually your fault that cops kill people, not the other way around. Is a great take. Thank you. It's the fault of me, HasanAbi, a Twitch streamer, that police brutality is such a commonplace occurrence. You know, even before me and others like me, cops were being brutal, but that's besides the point. You know, I'm responsible for slave catchers, for example. That's me again. I did that. I wasn't around, but that was my fault. I'm responsible for the murderous police force for fucking 100 years that it's been around, 200 years that it's been around, and the actions that they've taken. It's always SJWs, dude. Anyway.
You know.
Okay. I can't believe like this is a conversation that we need to have still. Anyway. So the part that we haven't even talked about yet is what the Chicago Police Department did. Okay, and if there is a police department that is notoriously bad and corrupt and violent, it is the Chicago Police Department. So this body cam footage was released 2 months after this murder happened. There is a law that dictates in Chicago after another police murder that was covered up, whose name is Laquan McDonald, that you have to release the body cam footage to the public in 60 days after a shooting occurs. So sorry, 2 weeks, not 2 months. Within a time frame of 60 days. Okay? I'm sorry I said 2 months. Sorry. This was 2 weeks ago. But for the past 2 weeks, before this body cam footage was released, no, the shooting occurred 2 weeks ago, but the law is that it takes 2 months to reveal the body cam footage. I'm pretty sure. Am I wrong on this? No, I think it's like a 60-day timeline. Not 2 weeks. It has to be. Yeah, Chicago's. Yeah. Here it is. Chicago's policy after fatal police shootings is revealing the body camera footage within a 60-day timeline. Yes, I'm right. This shooting happened 2 weeks ago, but they legally have to make this body camera footage public within 60 days. That's the maximum amount of time that they're allotted to keep hiding it. So, what I'm trying to say is, leading up to this, though, in the past 2 weeks, before the footage was publicly released, the cops and the prosecutor, who is saying he was just going off the information the cops gave him, were lying. They lied to the public. And they said that Adam Toledo had a gun and raised it and was shot. They lied. They had access to the body camera footage. They saw the fucking body camera footage that you saw. Okay? And they still chose to fucking lie. Now, he might have a gun on him, but the moment that he's shot, he does not. He has dropped the gun and he's put his fucking hands up, complying with police orders. If the truth was enough to absolve the cops, they would not have fucking lied despite seeing the actual evidence that we all can physically see with our eyes. So please do yourself a favor and stop trying to defend a lie that cops have already admitted to. Okay? I mean, these motherfuckers literally have a term for lying professionally in court, like test-lying or whatever the fuck it's called. Within police language, there is a term specifically for lying when you're when you're in a court case. Well, you are a cop, you do not know. Yes, I do not. Everything that I know from personal experience. There is no way to read, and there is no way to do like investigative reporting. That's, this sounds like hate speech against cops. Well, good thing you can't hate speech against a fucking work, a job. Anyway, hate speech against cops is like incredible though, because like straight up motherfuckers do literally believe that like there should be hate speech laws. Like Republicans will try to do hate speech laws against police officers, like straight up. Anyway, video shows an officer, as we saw already, exiting the vehicle, chasing Toledo, who's running down an alley. When the officer catches up to the teen, he orders him to raise his hands and yells, "Drop it, drop it." The officer fires a single shot to Toledo's chest as the teen raises his hands. We already talked about this. The teen drops to the ground. The officer rushes to administer aid and call for backup. Police said a semi-automatic pistol was recovered a few feet away. Lightfoot on Thursday said there was no evidence the teen fired the weapon before he was shot. The March 29th incident began at around 2:30 a.m. when gunshots were picked up by a police audio scanner. Less than a minute later, police encountered Toledo, a 21-year-old Ruben Roman, who was tackled by police and taken into custody. An attorney for the officer accused of shooting the teen claimed Toledo was armed and the officer was faced with a life-threatening and deadly force situation and was left with no other option. The attorney representing the teen's family said Toledo was not holding the weapon when the officer opened fire. Those videos speak for themselves. Attorney Adina Weiss-Ortiz said Thursday, Adam, for the last second of his life, did not have a gun. Protesters have already marched in the streets of Chicago. Chicagoans are understandably very frustrated. From what I understand, there's already precincts are boarding up, getting ready for, demonstrations. And that's where we're at currently. Okay. Here is, stop sending me fucking California, or not California, sorry, fucking Canada laws, libel laws or some shit. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm covering something different. Please stop sending me dumbass shit that I don't care about, okay? Like, I'm not going to cover that right now. I'm literally in the middle of an issue that I care about, that I'm trying to cover as best as I can without fucking it up. And you're literally sending me links over and over again. Like, dude, please, like, look, Canada made it illegal not to apologize after hurting someone's feelings. Like, can you please cover this? Stop. Here is the thumb. John Catanzara, the president of the Chicago Police Union, defending the actions of the officer who fatally shot the 13-year-old Adam Toledo.
An important guest tonight, John Catanzara. He is the president of the Chicago Police Union. Appreciate you being with us on Prime Time.
Thanks, Chris.
Help us understand why the union wants people to see this shooting as a regrettable but justifiable use of force by the officer.
Well, time-lapse photo shows that officer had 0.8 of a second to determine if that weapon was still in his hand or not. Period. There's no—
Oh, dude, then it's over. Then, you know, every time you have a gun, it's up to the discretion of the cops to fucking murder you. Like, that's just how it is, brothers. That's how it works. Like, if you've ever had a gun on you at any given circumstance, you deserve to be murdered. Like, that's cool. Never mind. Oh, wait, that literally doesn't happen. Kyle Rittenhouse actually murdered motherfuckers and then got dabbed up by the police and drove back home. So clearly, cops do not operate like that all the fucking time, and they shouldn't operate like that ever, to be honest. Oh, someone has a gun? Murder them immediately. Someone legally has a gun and notifies the cop at a traffic stop because for some fucking dumb reason, that does not mean you get instantly killed. But that's exactly what happened to Philando Castile. Someone has a gun, is running away, drops the gun, puts their hands up after the cop says, put your hands up. That doesn't mean you can kill them. Okay? None of these instances, in nearly any of these instances where someone has a gun, it does not warrant being shot. Okay? If you are making a decision to kill someone in in like 0.8 of a second, then you need to change police protocol. Okay? As the president of the Chicago Police Union, if this is your fucking defense and you don't even recognize that that is inhumane, insane, and the victim was 13 fucking years old, you really got to, you know, someone that's listening in has to fucking recognize that this is psychotic.
No way a rational person can say they can process that and their muscle reaction would be less than 1 second. The officer does not have to wait to be shot at or shot in order to respond and defend himself.
Again, he's not talking about the humanity of the situation. He's literally talking about the legality of the situation. And guess what, boys? The legality of the situation is not as black and white as you would think. In the United States of America, if you, as a police officer, murder a 13-year-old who is unarmed at the time, who's put their fucking hands up, you can probably still get away with it. I'm just letting you guys know. Okay? It's in the fucking legal gray area. Why is it in the legal gray area? Because in the United States of America, cops can shoot whoever the fuck they want. Okay? And as long as they can establish a credible, or rather somewhat reasonable fear that they had for their own safety or the safety of even others, not just their own safety, but the safety of others, i.e. someone literally running away who is unarmed can be shot from behind and cops can still get away with it as long as they, like I said, establish a reasonable fear for themselves or others around them, they will get away with murder. This is at the heart of police accountability, or lack thereof, okay? This is at the heart of the problem. And that's precisely why this thumb motherfucker is talking about this issue using terms like, well, I mean, it's just, he had 8 to 10 seconds, like he's doing the right thing.
There's no obligation whatsoever.
Like, he has no obligation. What about the obligation that you have to your community? What about protecting and serving the community? Oh, he has no obligation to fucking, you know, he has no obligation to be a human fucking being, dude.
Just help us understand. What you're saying is whether the 13-year-old had the gun or not doesn't matter?
At the point he got shot, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. The reality is the officer responded to a shots fired call. They're
scared because cops get shot all the time. No, they don't. They literally don't. Shut the fuck up. Like, that's literally a lie. This notion that, like, cops get shot all the time is so psychotic, dude. It's literally not true. It's not true. It is the 17th most dangerous profession. Motherfucker, crab fishermen are significantly more at risk in the line of duty than fucking cops are. They pad those numbers up too with like fucking, you know, carb loading and dying while you're chasing a suspect, or psychotically driving through the city and fucking killing yourself because you're driving like a madman, or getting shot by another fellow officer. And then you turn around and you're like, well, cops are getting shot in the line of duty all the time, dude. That's why they have to be this way. Even if that was the case, even if it was truly remarkably dangerous, okay, remarkably dangerous to be a fucking police officer. And in a lot of areas in Chicago, it is fucking dangerous. It is dangerous in a place like Chicago to be a cop. Even then, like, it is not a justification for fucking going on a murderous rampage. Like, what is this? What does this take? Motherfucker, understand the severity, the power that you have. You are the arm of the state. You are the violent arm of the state, which currently holds a monopoly on violence. You have to act like it. You have to recognize that that is a tremendous amount of responsibility. You can't just fucking be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm scared all the time, so I have to literally murder people. It goes against everything that we claim we care about. Okay? It goes against everything that we claim we care about. Yeah, it actually it got demoted. There's now it's a 22nd most dangerous job. They don't even crack the top 20 anymore. Boys, if you say drop the weapon and put your hands up and you still shoot someone, then what's the reason? Like, don't even say it. Just fucking murder everybody. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense. Put your hands up doesn't mean anything if you're going to fucking kill someone regardless. And if there's no accountability in this circumstance, and I believe there might not be, then what kind of message does that send to cops all around the fucking country? What kind of message does that send to black and brown people that have to deal with police officers on a daily basis as an occupying force? That's why I mentioned the one shot fired. There is no shooting to maim. It's not a police protocol. It's not a police procedure. If he is a reasonable threat, then he gets then he's supposed to mag dump. There is no in between. The one shot fired shows that the officer fucked up and knew he probably shouldn't have done it, and he still did it anyway. Okay? Remember, that's not exercising restraint. Exercising restraint is not shooting. There is no in between.
No doubt that that weapon was used. Shell casings were recovered at the location of the shot spotter where it went off, where they were shooting at a passing vehicle, which is overlooked in this whole situation. There's a bunch of different components to this whole situation. The officers were pretty close by when that shot spotter alert went off. They responded to the scene. Of course, the offenders took flight and left. There was no one else out on the street corner at that time. It was pretty obvious when the officers got there that they probably had something to do with those shots going off. They took off on foot. The officers gave chase. You could clearly see an object, which is the gun.
Guys, there is no shooting to maim, okay? And here's why. They aimed at his chest. I'm thinking very literally here. No, you fucking go for the largest target. Like, I know some of you have never shot a gun, but if you're actually shooting to kill, like, if you're shooting someone, you're not supposed to go for the head. You're not supposed to go for the legs. You're literally supposed to go for the fucking body. You're supposed to go for the gut or the chest area. You're supposed to hit center mass, okay? Because aiming is not very easy. So that's number one. And number two is there's no shooting to maim, because you think that you could fucking maim someone by shooting them in the leg, because that's what you see in video games and shit like that, or in movies. No, motherfucker, there's arteries that go through your leg. You're definitely going to kill a motherfucker. You have more of a shot of surviving if you got shot in the head than you do if you got shot in the fucking leg. You bleed out and you die. There's arteries in your leg. It depends on where you get shot in the fucking head. Okay, not true. I don't want to fucking trigger some people here, but plenty of people who shoot themselves in the face by putting a gun in their mouths fucking survive the process. And the reason why they survive the process is because there's a lot less areas. I mean, there's a lot more areas a bullet can fucking travel through in your head without hitting something significant or serious. Are you always this dumb? Anyway.
In the offender's hand, in his right hand, as he enters that open fence area. Now, if you go back to the video from the school that shows the long shot, he absolutely has something in his hand. You could see him extending his right arm behind the fence and then coming up with an empty hand. So whatever he had in his hand was gone. The gun was what was recovered, and it wasn't recovered later. It was recovered immediately. The officers saw the gun right away, as soon as they started rendering aid 10 seconds after the shot was fired. But again, from behind a fence to this in less than a second. In reality, an average human being could not block someone from slapping them in the face in less time than that, let alone deciding.
Fuck, I have to run an ad right now before the top of the hour. Sorry, I have to run an ad, boys. It's top of the hour. It's a 6-second ad break. I'm going to continue the video in a second, but I have to run a 1-minute ad here. This dude is a fucking absolute freak, okay? Listen, if you no longer want to see the ads, you can subscribe. You can do it for $5, or you can do it for free with your Twitch Prime, but here's the ad now.
And registering.
And I gotta grab
it's a good reason why the officer only shot one. He would have been just.
Shut the fuck up. This is what I mean. This is the heart of the fucking argument here. If shooting once is demonstrating restraint, then it should be a part of police protocol. It's not. Okay? You don't shoot once. You shoot to kill. You hit center mass and you fucking mag dump. Okay? That's what you're supposed to do. If a situation warrants you shooting someone, you have to kill them. Or you have to try to kill them at least. There is no fucking shooting to maim. That's not a part of police protocol. So what he's basically saying here, this thumb motherfucker is basically saying here is like, oh, well, he violated police protocol. There is no in between. Okay? There is no in between. There is no like, oh, well, he shot one shot and he demonstrated restraint. Look at how brave he was. No, motherfucker, then that means he should have not shot. You're basically admitting that in that situation, he should not have shot, and he shot, he still used his fucking gun. Okay? What do you mean he did kill him? No. Oh my God. Okay, guys. Guys. I know he killed him. I'm saying that normally, police are trained to mag dump. Okay? Police are trained to mag dump. In the real world, people don't die as fucking easily as you see in video games. So, what you're supposed to do as a cop is empty out your entire magazine. Or your fucking clip, or whatever the fuck gun nerds get angry about. It doesn't matter. You are supposed to fire every shot that you have. There's no one-tapping people. Like, there is no like, oh, I'm such a fucking good... I'm so good at fucking headshots like Call of Duty. If someone is a threat to the degree that you have to shoot them, you literally have to fucking mag dump, okay? So there is no exercising restraint here. The chief of police is fucking himself over and fucking his own officer over. If he's trying to defend him, he's doing a terrible job here by saying, look at how restrained he was. Because that would mean that he violated what cops are supposed to do. If he was genuinely scared and he had reasonable suspicion, then he would empty out the magazine. But he didn't do that. He shot once because it was not a situation that warranted a shot to be fired.
Behind a fence to this in less than a second. In reality, An average human being could not block someone from slapping them in the face in less time than that, let alone deciding and registering. That it's a good reason why the officer only shot one. He would have been justified to shoot multiple times. We're trained to basically shoot two and reassess. That didn't even happen because by the time he had shot the first time in justification, he realized the gun was out of his hand. He didn't shoot a second time.
That's the part I just want to understand, because look, this is an investigative phase, and I do understand from my own reporting that, yes, the officer did immediately start to render aid. There was discussion about, how their equipment was, and then afterwards, he went and recovered the weapon. Now, here's the part I just want you to explain.
Hold on, I didn't hear that. Oh, did you guys hear me? You guys could hear me yelling? Yeah, I'm okay. I walked into the kitchen and my mom has headphones on and she screamed at me and I got so scared. Yeah, I did yell. She does this every time. Every time she has her headphones in and like I walk into my own kitchen and she screams at me and I got scared as well. Anyway.
An average human being could not block someone from slapping them in the face in less time than that, let alone deciding and registering. That it's a good reason why the officer only shot one. He would have been justified to shoot multiple times. We're trained to basically shoot two and reassess.
There you go. I fucking told you. When you pull out your gun, and you're supposed to shoot, you're supposed to mag
That didn't
dump.
even happen because by the time he had shot the first time in justification, he realized the gun was out of his hand. He didn't shoot a second time.
It doesn't work that way. It literally doesn't work that way. Demonstrating restraint in that situation when he's already in the fucking wrong regardless, but demonstrating restraint in that situation implies that, like, it is not a justification for it. I can't believe this motherfucker's like, bro, the 13-year-old that this guy murdered, like, he could have murdered him extra hard, dude. Like, I love... Here's the thing. So the cop didn't follow procedure. Yes, the cop didn't follow procedure. Let me just say something here, boys. Here's what this is, okay? Cops are so fucking cocky with a lack of accountability that this guy is one of the most powerful motherfuckers in the entire state, okay? Maybe in the entire country. When you're the president of a police union, you are literally just straight up you can murder people and defend those murderers and get away with it. You can get away with extrajudicial murders. You can get away with fucking jailing people. You can get away with a lot of crime. Okay, he's literally a mafia boss. So much so that one of your fucking guys can kill a 13-year-old and then you can go on fucking national television, just remove police from the equation for a brief moment. Just remove police for a second and just think about what this guy is saying right now. This motherfucker is literally saying, my soldier, my capo or whatever, my soldier, my enforcer in the mafia did a great job murdering this 13-year-old because he could have murdered him super fucking hard if he wanted to. He could have murdered him extra hard. Like on CNN. He went on CNN and he said this 2 weeks after a 13-year-old boy was killed by one of his fucking goons. Look at his face. He just doesn't give a shit.
That's the part I just want to understand, because look, this is an investigative phase, and I do understand from my own reporting that, yes, the officer did immediately start to render aid. There was discussion about, how their equipment was, and then afterwards, he went and recovered the weapon. Now, here's the part I just want you to explain, if you would. If the kid was responding to the command, stop, show me your hands, drop it, and as you say, you can see from the camera that the kid threw it behind the fence. If you believe that it was obvious that the kid threw the gun behind the fence, as we see from the long shot from the school, why are you so quick to say it was obvious that the officer had to shoot?
Because there's no way the officer could see where his arm went when it went behind that fence panel. It was totally blocked by...
Bro, you don't understand. Listen, Chris, I know you're a himbo and you don't get it, but what if the kid has bullet bending powers? Okay? When he put his arm behind the fence, he could have shot, he could have bent the bullet, he could have curved it through the fence and then hit the officer, even though it was no longer visible. Like, people never think about curving bullets like in the movie Wanted. Yeah, there are magic bullets. Like, when he was actually putting his hands up, what if he actually was, you know, doing gankata? Yeah, he was getting a jutsu ready, dude. He was just fucking doing gunjutsu. So, you never know, dude. You never know what he was doing.
By the fence itself. There's no...
Motherfuckers who are saying he didn't know he didn't have the gun on him. Bro, that's the whole point of putting your fucking hands in the air, okay? Why are you guys saying they didn't know he had a gun on him? Are you guys fucking stupid? We understand that, okay? We're simply stating it does not matter. It should not be that, like, once a fucking gun has been fired and you're responding to a shots fired, you literally are like, well, they have a gun, so they're going to get murdered. Like, it doesn't matter. That's why you wait. That's why you fucking wait.
reason, and I'll tell you, we're coming up on the 20-year anniversary of a friend of mine, Officer Brian Strauss, who was shot in the middle of the night by a teenage gangbanger, June 30th of 2001.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Yeah, okay.
Brian didn't make...
Well, what about a fucking adult gangbanger who's a part of the police force that you're defending, you fucking piece of shit?
Get out of the alley that night. Again, we do not have to wait to be shot to respond. The officer had every reason...
Hold on, sorry, I don't know.
...to believe that that offender was turning and pointing the gun at him. Whatever it had, you can Monday morning quarterback it all you want, but according to Illinois statute, you only need to have a reasonable belief.
Oh, they just like literally show him. Oh, they show the entire footage here on CNN. What the fuck?
And no person in their right mind would not say that they would have been in fear of their life in that same situation in less than 1 second to react on whether that gun was still there or not.
And it was the same officer that rendered aid to the victim right after the shooting. That's an important fact as well. Do you have any questions?
Well, you know, if you watch that whole video, it wasn't just him.
Boys, here's the thing. Here's why the police union chief is correct. What if the 13-year-old was Magneto? Why does no one ever think about this? What if the 13-year-old had some mutant powers where he actually knew how to bend metal, and therefore dropping the gun was simply a misdirection? I'm just saying, like, while we're in the business of throwing out fucking justifications for things that did not happen, and you know, and acting like you know, some crazier shit that could have occurred there, and that's why it was justifiable to fucking shoot this person. You know, let's just go the extra mile. What if he had a rocket launcher behind the fucking fence?
I mean, everybody that responded to that scene was cheering the kid on to keep fighting and stay alive. This isn't like...
Oh, sick, dude. That's fine then. Okay. Hey, sorry we did a murder on you, but we were cheering to fucking unmurder you after we murdered you is a really good defense too.
You know, officers, they like to be vilified like we're out there hunting gangbangers.
Maybe because you're talking about a 13-year-old that you murdered, and you're literally like, and he might have been in a gang, okay, allegedly. Regardless, though, literally does not matter. You're like, oh, we're hunting gangbangers. You literally just did that. Like, you are literally doing that. You're justifying the murder of a 13-year-old by alluding that they are a gangbanger, and then turning around and being like, well, you know, we're not hunting gangbangers. Like, that's what people are trying to make us out to be like. Well, maybe, motherfucker, don't play into the meme so hard then.
You know, and that's not discussed either. This subject was a Latin King gang member. He did have a fresh tattoo on his arm that wasn't even healed. It was so fresh.
Motherfucker, he was 13 years old. maybe examine the reasons as to why a 13-year-old joins a fucking gang. Like, and also, none of this shit matters. You did not know. Like, that's the crazy part. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that the officer recognized that he had a fucking fresh tattoo, but could not recognize that he did not have a gun on him at the moment where he shot him. That's great, dude. That's literally great. What a great fucking reason to add additional, to compile additional evidence on top of it, on top of a police execution to justify said execution. Things that the cop did not have knowledge of at the time. That's great. There is all of this right now, the hypotheticals of like what the cop could have potentially thought was going on. And, you know, all the additional evidence, like the kid's a fucking gangbanger, bro. He had a tattoo, he had a fresh tattoo on him that we literally found out after we looked at his corpse after murdering him. All of this stuff is done so that morons in the fucking chat who already are like, you know, already have a point of view over black and brown people that live in these underprivileged neighborhoods feel justified in the actions that they think the police took here. They feel like, you know, oh, it was right. To justify this kind of extrajudicial killing, they literally just beef up the rhetoric. None of it matters. None of the things that he just mentioned here matter in a court of law or even matter in trying to figure out whether or not this was a justifiable shooting. Okay? It literally does not matter. That cop doesn't fucking know if he's a gang member or not. That's a suspicion that he has. It might be correct in the end, but it still doesn't fucking matter. You can't shoot people because you suspect that they're gang members. It's racial profiling, motherfucker. Can you imagine a full-blown adult murders a 13-year-old and then other fucking adults turn around and they're like, well, the 13-year-old had it coming. He was a gang member. Like, we really need to go back, take a fucking step back as a collective, as a society, and take a good hard look at ourselves when you see one adult murdering a 13-year-old kid and then another adult who's in a position of power defending the fucking other adult who did the murder and vilifying the 13-year-old kid, okay? Because that 13-year-old can't even fucking buy alcohol, can't even fucking buy guns, can't do shit, can't drive a fucking car. They're in 7th grade, and you are on national television as the top cop in Illinois defending this murder by being like, well, he had it coming. The 13-year-old had it coming. He had a tattoo, brother. That's crazy, dude. That's insane.
You know, let's put the spotlight where it's at. The gangs take advantage of these poor, misguided young kids, and they use them for their own gain. They let them hold the guns all the time because they know they're not going to get charged juvenilely with a crime.
And they're wrong, brother. We will fucking murder those 13-year-olds. That's what I'm here to do as the fucking president of the Chicago Police Union. I'm here to tell you, guess what? 13 doesn't matter. Bro, this is literally the same fucking IDF defense that Israel... like the Israeli PR fucking for IDF engages in, where they're like, oh, well, Hamas fucking put, you know, bombs inside of hospitals, so we just have to bomb hospitals. It's like, how about you don't fucking bomb hospitals? Have you thought about that? How about you don't fucking kill the kids? I don't know. That's a good start, you know? Every time there is an oppressive force, a colonizing force that is significantly more powerful than the other force, and they murder fucking children, or women or non-combatants, they will turn around and literally say, well, they're using them as a shield. Okay? Because they thought you were more humane than you actually are. Even if they were using the kids as a fucking shield, which, you know, you have no proof for this or whatever, doesn't fucking matter. You still are saying, no, motherfucker, we are literally more violent than you thought we were. We are not more humane. We will fucking kill kids. That's what you're saying.
Crime. But the reality is the one part that's not discussed now or almost ever is the repercussions of that officer's justified decision to take a life and the guilt that they have to live with for the rest of their life. The mayor came out on a press conference today and was talking about how traumatic it was to watch this video and urging people to really take a second thought about doing it. Well, what do you think the officers who responded to that scene and were rendering aid and trying to save his life are now stuck with for the rest of their life?
Oh no, dude, the poor officers. By the way, that did happen. Daniel Shaver in Arizona was shot and killed after a gung-ho psychopathic cop killed him with his own fucking AR, by the way, that he was using as a service weapon on that hotel hallway. That fucking cop now gets paid by the Arizona state for PTSD damages because being a cop forced him in his mind to shoot. He gets his pension and he gets a payment for PTSD for murdering someone with his own AR-15 in a hotel hallway that was begging, crying on his hands and knees, begging for his fucking life. That AR-15 also had "get fucked" etched on the side of it, by the way. You know. Yeah. Straight up fucking bloody murder. Yeah. Why won't anybody think about the cops, dude? He has to kill a kid. Like, I don't understand. That's crazy.
Nobody ever take, and then they got to bring that home to their families, and then their families are affected.
You're lying? I am not lying, motherfucker. That is a 100%. Oh, okay. No, that is not a lie. Okay.
Affected by this.
I know it sounds fucking insane, but
it's just a bad situation all the way around. The poor young kid, misguided, made a horrible decision that cost him his life, but it was justified, and the officer did everything he possibly could to the letter of the law and the guidelines of the Chicago Police Department.
I understand where you're coming from on it, and I understand the sympathies, and I understand why you want people to appreciate how hard a job it is. What I don't understand is, why does it matter? I mean, I don't know, and I haven't been able to confirm that the kid had any kind of gang affiliation, but even if you're right, why does that matter?
For the record, this dude is literally like, this dude is a psycho. Like, his Facebook posts were so bad that he almost got fired for his Facebook posts. Of course he didn't, because he's fucking a sick freak, and this is the Chicago Police Department, the Chicago Police Union. Obviously, he's supposed to be a fucking sick freak. I'm gonna give you some of his. I'm gonna give you some of it. Okay, since becoming an officer in 1995, he was subject of 35 complaints, has been suspended several times, and 2 past police superintendents have tried to fire him on separate occasions. Okay. Sidney Roberts, the chief administrator of the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, COPA, which is the group that released the body camera footage, called for Catanzara, or however the fuck you say his last name, to be fired. The police superintendent, David Brown, suggested that he be suspended for 1 year, and now he is the head of the police union, because you fail upwards in the police department, especially in a place like Chicago, because the more brutal and the more fucking fascistic you are, the better you will, the better you will serve your job as a motherfucker who goes on national television and with a straight face says, "We could have murdered the 13-year-old gangbanger extra hard, but we didn't. Why don't you feel bad for our cops who literally had to murder a kid?" No, we're talking about this guy, the thumb on the screen. I'm giving you background on the thumb on the screen right now. Okay? I'm going to give you some of his Facebook posts. He's talked about how after a police shooting, he was like, seriously, it's time to kill these motherfuckers. He's like talking about murdering people. He says that it was about people who shoot at cops. He said it wasn't about black people. There was another post in January 22nd, 2017, where he referenced a member of the public writing, "The stupidity of some humans like her proved that she's saying the best part dripped down her mom's fucking leg." He also described Muslims as savages and that they all deserve a bullet. Good shit. Oh yeah, here's the fucking cop in Arizona who shot Daniel Shaver. Officer Philip Brailsford. I'm not going to show you the video because it's one of the worst fucking videos of all time. Okay? The police officer fatally shot sobbing man temporarily rehired so he can apply for pension and also gets PTSD damages now. He gets paid like additional on top of the pension. He gets like damages for PTSD incurred on the PTSD that he got on the job murdering someone. Yeah, Mesa Police Department internal report found the words "You're fucked" were inscribed on the dust cover of the AR-15 patrol rifle Philip Mitch Brailsford used to shoot 26-year-old Daniel Shaver. That, by the way, was not allowed to be used as evidence. Evidence to show that this person was gung-ho as shit. That was not allowed. In that, I remember following that court case very closely. They literally, yes, they would not let that be seen as evidence in a court of law to show, to demonstrate that Phillips Brailsford was, a psycho who who dreams about murdering people.
Why doesn't it matter that they were shooting at a passing vehicle? Nobody talks about the reckless conduct that led to this whole thing.
But you know
so
why.
It's okay you can shoot.
Well, I mean, they didn't kill anyone. You know, that's that's another thing. Like, straight up.
At a passing vehicle.
Hold on, John. You know why?
You know what happens when someone breaks the fucking law, right? You know what happens? No matter how fucking violent the law might be, you as a cop are supposed to investigate, immediately detain, apprehend, and then investigate, okay? And then tried in a court of law. The criminals that are apprehended and detained will be tried in a court of law. Now, what he's talking about, once again, because of how comfortable these thumb motherfuckers are with how much power they have, what he's giving, what he's doing here is giving the game away, is that he believes that he is the law. Like, he literally believes that he is the law. Like, he is supposed to kill people all the time. It's killing time, motherfucker. That's what we're supposed to do. You feel me? Like, he's just basically saying that. He's like, what about what the kids did? Like, yeah, dude. Yeah, they're criminals. You're a cop. Your job isn't to murder them. Your job is to detain them. Okay? Why are you admitting that you think your job is to literally murder motherfuckers all the time?
I'm not talking about the preceding event because it's irrelevant to the legal analysis of what happened in the alley. I'm not talking about whether the kid is in a gang.
No, Chris, it's a direct no. That's not true. Because if someone's willing to shoot at a passing vehicle, there's a simple expectation that they're certainly willing to shoot at anybody, including a police officer. So it is relevant.
But I'm saying to you that the condition preceding for the officer in the alley, in terms of his legal justification, is that he is reasonably suspicious that the person he's pursuing has been involved in a felony. I'm giving you that here. They responded to shots fired. They run. I'm saying I don't know why it is necessary to paint the kid one way or another. He answered the command the way he did. The officer had to make a decision, and you're saying the decision was justified. I don't understand why the fact that the kid's a gangbanger, because I believe that gets perceived as you trying to smear the kid. Why is there any need for that?
I'm just stating facts. I'm not smearing anybody. That's just the facts.
But how is it
more facts? It is relevant because it goes to the mindset.
What if he was a priest running down the alley with a gun in his hand, and when told to stop and drop it, he did what the kid did and got shot?
What if he was a 40-year-old male? Would we be having this? What if he was a 40-year-old male? Would we be having?
But he's not, dumbass. Do you not understand what you're doing? And it doesn't even matter. What if he was a 40-year-old man? It's still fucking not. Oh my God. The point is, you don't fucking know. You're not supposed to do that.
Having this conversation right now? Probably.
What if he had a rocket launcher?
Nah, but the fact that he's 13 makes everything different. That's not fair either. But here we are.
Well, does it make it fair? No. But no matter who the kid is.
Bro, he's literally pissing, shitting, farting, and crying because he thinks it's not fair that people call out his police force that ended up murdering a 13-year-old. Like, this is insanity, dude. Like, how fucking cocky can you get, dude? Look, play this video in perpetuity when motherfuckers say cops are not entitled, when motherfuckers talk about police brutality. This defense that he's launching comes at this issue from such a profound point of entitlement and privilege that just playing the video in and of itself is a good enough justification to understand how fucked policing is in this goddamn country. Like, in an instance where a cop shoots a fucking 13-year-old who put his fucking hands up complying with the lawful orders the cops were fucking demanding he comply with, and this dude is mad that people are upset at him. Calling a 13-year-old a fucking gangbanger. As though the cop fucking knew that. He didn't do shit. He's not supposed to fucking assume, oh, shots fired, someone's running away, oh, they're a gangbanger, time to murder him. And you guys already know what has happened in mass shootings that, you know, involve white people. You know what happened to Kyle Rittenhouse. Kyle Rittenhouse was 17 years old. Kyle Rittenhouse literally fucking traveled to an area that he wanted to defend private property at. Cops dabbed him up, gave him bottles of water, sent him on his fucking way. Sean Hannity describes Adam Toledo as a 13-year-old man.
We are awaiting the release this hour of Chicago police body cam footage that captured the fatal police shooting of a young 13-year-old man by the name of...
He was about to say boy, and he had to stop himself and say young 13-year-old man. Brother, this is it. This is it. Look, I admitted that Kyle Rittenhouse is young, okay? When we talked about Kyle Rittenhouse and motherfuckers were like, motherfuckers were like, oh, he's a fucking man. He's a man. Like, no, he's not. He's 17 years old. He's not a fucking man, okay? He's a kid. And I fucking said that at the time as well. I want to know how Sean Hannity described Kyle Rittenhouse. "13-year-old man," he says. Let's see if there's a Hannity. Well, this was Bondi on a show. Here's someone on Sean Hannity's show. The former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi, who served on President Donald Trump's impeachment defense team, played the video. Hannity played the video of Kyle Rittenhouse. Said that it was a war zone. You got a 17-year-old out here trying to protect this state, she exclaimed. He is helping people who have been injured. He has paramedic training for being a lifeguard. He's taking graffiti off walls. He's trying to mitigate the chaos out here. Once again, it should be noted that Rittenhouse is not from Wisconsin. The video speaks volumes, Bondi said, adding that the victims are criminals who were chasing him down before claiming that it's too soon to charge him with anything. Okay? We have a little boy out there trying to protect his community, Bondi continued. A little boy.
Kid was out there trying to help people. Were people killed? Absolutely. But again...
Hold on, I don't want to show the video.
We don't know yet. You've got a little boy out there trying to protect his community. Should he have been out there with a gun? No. But should he have been charged with murder? We just don't know yet. And they charged him 2 days later. So, you know, it's a war zone out there. What's it coming to in these liberal cities when teenagers have to go out there to try to provide aid?
Yeah, the fucking Chad 13-year-old man versus the virgin 17-year-old boy. It's great. What's happening in these fucking little cities, or liberal cities, where little boys are taking up arms? 13-year-old man, motherfucker. 13-year-old man. What the fuck, dude? Which one is alive today? Oh, the 13-year-old man is dead. The 17-year-old little boy, who's a little child, is very much alive. What's it coming in these liberal cities when you can't even bring an assault rifle across state lines that you legally are not supposed to be carrying to instigate a self-defense situation where you murder 2 people and severely maim a 3rd? It's great. Yeah. Guys, maybe Sean Hannity had this take because he's a pedophile. Who knows?
A young 13-year-old man by the name of Adam Toledo.
We don't know. I mean, it's like, I personally find it really suspicious when motherfuckers are out here saying maybe he's a fan of lolly porn. Who knows? You don't know. You don't know. Maybe he is a libertarian after all. So, 13-year-old man. Fucking asshole, dude.
If social media is any indication, there's a lot of chatter today about possible unrest. I hope it doesn't happen, but with Chicago's track record every weekend, I guess you'd have to go with the odds, considering there are dozens and dozens of shootings and killings every weekend in Chicago, that this might not be particularly good. We are awaiting the...
It's great. Good stuff, boys. Good stuff. 13-year-old man. Young 13-year-old man. Oof. Okay. Notice how quickly they move from the actual murder of a 13-year-old and immediately jump the gun to potentially the violence that may come as a consequence of this. Like, you're already showing that you do not give a shit. Like, that part is normal. Cops kill 13-year-old boys and whatever. Who gives a shit, right? The fucking property damage that might occur afterwards, though. Let's hypothesize. Let's talk about the hypothetical property damage that's probably going to come as a consequence of the fucking brutal actions of the police force here in Chicago over and over again without any accountability whatsoever. I mean, holy shit, dude. They bring up Chicago, but then offer no actual solutions. Yeah, this is why it's always laughable whenever motherfuckers are like, what about black-on-black violence? Here are some, what about black-on-black violence in Chicago is such a fucking dumbass racist position, and here's why. Because it implies that black people don't give a fuck about the violence that they're subjected to in their own goddamn communities, when there are so many motherfucking organizations like Moms Against Violence in Chicago and numerous other organizations that straight up work to better their own communities and to escape the oppressive socioeconomic conditions that black people have been subjected to as a consequence of redlining and centuries of fucking racism. Okay? Like, it's such a scummy thing to be like, oh, black people don't care about violence in their own communities, just about police violence. Like, fuck you, asshole. You don't give a shit. Okay? There are so many local organizers that specifically work on this. The real problem is that there's a structural solution that is a necessity here, okay? Because there's a structural problem. It is a lack of resources. It's after-school programs being shut down. It's a terrible schooling programs in CPD, in the Chicago public school system, which is 90%, which houses 90% of the black and brown students in the entire state of fucking Illinois, but only gets 70% of the funds in the entire state. Okay? the problem is that Rahm Emanuel, liberal mayor, right? Liberal fucking mayor. Rahm Emanuel selling off certain parts of the South Side so that they can create a police academy rather than utilize that area or utilize the funds, rather, that you get from selling off certain parts of Chicago to reinvest into schools, to reinvest into programs that will keep kids off the streets. But no, more policing is a necessity. We need to give cops UAVs, drones, rocket launchers. That's the only way we will keep the blacks in check. That's the fucking mentality that these motherfuckers have. No one wants to investigate the socioeconomic conditions that cause this sort of crime, that cause sort of behavior. 13-year-old kid is like joining a fucking gang. Why? You think a 13-year-old knows better? You think a 13-year-old has the mental fortitude to fucking, I don't know, make these sorts of decisions on his own? You think it's because people are just bad? You think this 13-year-old's evil? No. 13-year-old young man. Sorry. 13-year-old man, by the way. CPS teachers are literally on strike every week, using the city would pay more attention, but nah. Okay. Let's finish this fucking
No matter who
video.
the man is, it should matter that the decision in the moment was justifiable. I'm sure you'd agree with that.
And I started my dissertation with saying it is 100% justified. That officer's actions were actually heroic. There's a very good reason why he only shot once. Like I said, he could have been shot multiple times, but the officer assessed in a split second. Unfortunately, he committed to the first shot already, justifiably so.
And look, I appreciate you on that. And you just said something that I haven't been able to confirm, so I'm wondering if you know something I don't. The gun that was discovered at the scene, you said there were shell casings found. Do you know that there's a ballistics report that says that was the gun that was at the scene and that the kid's prints are on the gun?
Well, there's a video of the two offenders standing on the corner of 24th and Sawyer, the northeast corner of that intersection. As they're firing, you can't tell who's firing,
right,
but the 8 rounds are fired at the vehicle as it's passed by. The casings were recovered in that same area. So it wasn't the car shooting at them. They were shooting at the car.
Okay.
That's what triggered the shot spotter. That's what sent the police over there.
I don't disagree with any of that. I'm just wondering if you knew that this weapon goes with those casings. Do you know that?
No. No, I don't have confirmation yet, but I'll bet you staked in.
Motherfucker, you don't even have confirmation yet after the fact. And you're so confident, dude. This is the problem. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's literally the kid who fucking personally shot the gun. What matters in this circumstance is the one who did the murder, okay?
Dinner it is.
I don't want to bet for it or against it, but I'd love for you to tell me when you know. And
like, he spent 9 minutes talking about how, like, this kid definitely fucking is responsible. Doesn't even have the evidence. It again reinforces the point of view that, like, cops operate this way because of the lack of fucking scrutiny. Okay, they just get away with it all the goddamn time. Okay, listen, I'm gonna move away from this stuff. I'm sorry. I've talked about this for the past hour and 40 minutes, pretty much. I've talked about this over and over again. I'll talk more about it at a later date as well. But I want to look at this Joe Rogan thing. I want to move on to a little bit lighter stuff here. I wasn't supposed to even do any. If you're so keen on whataboutism, what about if the kid did shoot? Wait, I'm not keen on whataboutism, you fucking moron. I'm literally not keen on whataboutism. I shit on the whataboutism routinely. Like, how was he supposed to shoot? His hands are up in the air. He's like following the fucking. He's following the orders given to him by cops. Okay, I'm gonna run an ad right now. It's top of the hour. We're moving on from this to some other stuff. Apparently, the Joe Rogan subreddit is more fond of me now. I didn't realize this because I had a video on my YouTube called "The Joe Rogan Doesn't Know Anything Anymore." You can see that in a second, but we're gonna look at some of the comments. But I'm gonna run the ad right now. Top of the hour, every hour. It's time for a 6-second ad break. You know what it is. You can fucking avoid the ads with an ad-free broadcasting experience. If you subscribe, you can do it for $5 or for free by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get one free Prime subscription a month if you haven't like used it on all of the other React Andy variety Andys that have been doing subathons. This shit. Use it here, boys. Here it is. Here's the fucking ad now. Okay. Really didn't expect to see Hasan on this sub. LMAO, he's been shitting on him recently. I thought it'd just be a matter of time. Hasan's been breaking down bro Rogan videos for years now. He's a fan of him too, despite how dumb Rogan can be. I think Rogan was a lot smarter like slightly over a year ago. I'm curious to find a video of this guy bashing him before COVID. Usually, I thought the hate he got was unwarranted pre-COVID. Don't know what happened, but like, I'd always defend Rogan to friends years ago. Now it just doesn't feel the same. I still watch because I always listen to something during work and I need to fill 7 to 10 hours. Bitch, listen to me then. That's what motherfuckers really do. Rogan has basically become like a dumb boomer who worries about Marxists when they don't even control a single seat in Congress. COVID very quickly and easily broke his brain, and I think that freaked him out. Remember when he was getting 3 or 4 COVID tests a day, when COVID tests were very hard to come by? Then within months, he's downplaying COVID. Yeah, he literally went from a guy who was like super fucking careful. I've said this a bunch of times as well. He went from a guy who was like incredibly fucking careful about COVID, who had like one of Joe Biden's very own like appointees before anyone else, like a professional epidemiologist before anyone else, who to a guy that like routinely has like COVID deniers on and just, I don't know, just like doesn't believe it anymore. You've been turned into a meme on leftist TikTok. Is his goal? America's not perfect, but we need to stay there to fight terrorism and promote freedom. Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my God. I like that I can't believe that is straight up become the fucking, that image, you know, pictures, what is it? Like one picture could be worth 1,000 words, or you know, it just speaks a lot louder than what the fuck it is. 821. I think you need to get back on TikTok. They made a t-shirt about it. What? Images you can hear? Yeah. I think the best part about that is that I'm literally fucking wearing the shirt that says Malding on it. Fuck it, dude. 821. Oil on canvas. Pictures taken moments before the disaster. Okay. Yeah, it literally. Joe Rogan is different, man. When I talk out of my ass on countless threads daily, it's okay because I'm anonymous. When Joe, a stand-up comic who literally says not to listen to his political opinions because he's a self-described idiot, does it, it's not okay. Yeah, that was the sort of the right-wing talking point salad I had to stop watching there. The arguments are so old and tired. I heard it from my dad, my neighbors, everyone knows communism is bad. A taste of Jordan Peterson with a dash of Ben Shapiro on a shit platter. Joe is insanely out of touch with reality. He doesn't know anything about the current events or past events anymore. He catches a few talking points and clings to them. He was mostly crackling on Joe for his Marxist rule of law nonsense and how he didn't understand that the guy wasn't visited by the cops because of the tweet, but because the cops were fucking stupid and somehow. Basically, it'd be like if you said, "Hey guys, what's up? This subreddit is underwhelming." Someone replied to you in the comments. What? That's still pretty fucked up. I doubt it's Joe's fault to the person who made an article about it misleadingly. What? I didn't think Rogan tied it to being the police's fault enough. The police are incredibly conservative, yet somehow tied the story to Marxism. Yeah, cops are... you know, cops are actually operating at the behest of, you know, socialist, famous socialist congresswomen. That's what they're doing. They are the KGB now in America. Did I get raided or some shit? What happened? I just like got up by. I'm so thankful I found her again. I found this gem yesterday. I can't stop laughing at your TikTok. Oh, this is famous, dude. This is my
real funny guy.
This is my most famous fucking TikTok, boys.
Real funny guys. Okay, I didn't realize that I was looking. Why didn't nobody warn me? That's not funny. It's not funny that you. Real funny guys.
Look at how angry I look. I thought it was Blue stealing it, baby. When Blue stealing it goes wrong. She blasted me on 4K, dude. She literally put it up on the TV for the entire family to laugh at me while we were looking at, you know, the photos that we took. Terrible. Getting $100 million bucks and not wanting to pay anything in tax doesn't happen to anyone ever. Wrong question in this case. What? Correct question. What happens when you get ultra rich? What? Joe's worst crimes it isn't differentiate between liberals and lefties. There's an entire spectrum of left-leaning people. Dude, is this subreddit based now? Like, this is the Joe Rogan subreddit. Why do they all sound like a bunch of little Marxists, dude? Imagine not understanding what defund the police actually means. It means take funding away from the police and police work. Also, what the fuck is up with Joe's completely historically inaccurate view on gun rights and vaccines? Sad because he has adopted the Republican revisionist history where you cannot restrict gun rights and you cannot mandate vaccines. Some basic fucking research would have told you not only can the federal government place limits on both, but historically they already have. And we have not seen a descent into chaos that he and the Republicans are pushing. Okay, dude. Joe Rogan has radicalized them. No, I reread that lefty liberal comment. They were saying that they don't want to be associated with the lefties because of defund the police. Oh, okay. I didn't realize. Well, I see the controversial ones like liberal Reddit getting triggered by Joe Rogan. Again, hilarious. I mean, this is literally Joe Rogan's subreddit, brother. There's fans. Your last post is literally you crying about a video game mentioning the word vaccination. Honest question, why do people stay subbed here when they hate JRE? I think we've all seen droves of criticism that have taken over the sub. As someone that sees the podcast as a casual talk show entertainment and not an op-ed news report, I enjoy the podcast as much as I did years ago, and I find all the growing hate to be very suspicious. When I no longer like something, I unsub from it, as I imagine most do. Because Joe Rogan sucks now, but the Reddit is still good. There you go, mystery solved, owned. Some people are paid to fill the subreddit with hate. Yeah, dude. Isn't this the guy that said American deserved 9/11? America, not Americans. Yes, my mistake. America deserved to have 3,000 innocent civilians killed. Gotcha. It's not that hard to wrap your head around it, man. It is definitely. Who the fuck is this asshole? Terrible takes. This dude literally agreed with everything Joe said while continually whining about him. Very cringe. Oh, God. Joe leaving a state with the most in taxes and the worst crime rates and homelessness being considered going crazy is pretty hilarious. Oh my God, dude. Controversial is always my favorite on Reddit, dude. Seriously. I can't last 5 seconds into a Hasan video without cringing my entire body, even though I want to like him since I'm half Turkish. Oh, he's a Tim Pool fan. ITT. Marxist butthurt that Joe Rogan criticized their ideology. There's nothing wrong or even unpopular with his take in this video. I'm not sure why anyone would be surprised to have the same view for years now. Bro. It's kind of crazy that we're seeing another rise in communist Marxist far left panic like the Cold War. I guess it never fully went away. Man. Dude, don't pretend you wouldn't say America didn't deserve 9/11 if you were getting 100 million for it. What? I just don't. I'm like consistently confused about what's going on in the minds of Joe Rogan fans and in the minds of in Joe Rogan's mind in general. Okay, boys, here's what it is, though. Today's the day that my father, a.k.a. played by Dr. Lupo, and my mom, played by Willard Neff, are going to come into the city in a little bit, in the city of Los Santos. So that's the reason why I started early today, because I wanted to very quickly get into it, because Dr. Lupo is only around for like a couple hours. So I'm going to dive right into a Toledo job. Okay? I'm going to dive right into a Toledo job first. We're going to rob the Toledo bank so that we can continue on with the quests that we had originally to finally get some thermite, to rob the vault eventually, which is like the end game boss of all fucking the end game boss of all fucking vaults. It's crazy. I'm really excited about it. But in order to do that, we got quests from these gun traffickers, basically. Quests that that dictate that we go in and rob a Flecka, get the blue dongles, rob a fucking Toledo, get the red dongles, bring the red dongles to them so that he will give us the thermite, because we can't use the red dongles to grab the red laptops and rob the vault at the moment. So it's not scripted, RP. The scripted part of it is like my dad, Dr. Lupo, is coming in and he wanted to play my dad. And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it. But it's not scripted in any meaningful capacity beyond the fact that he created a character and he wants to join No Pixel. And I love when I can share this stuff. What happened with the Meow Furion story? Yes, Meow Furion was brutalized by cops.